Yeah, I haven't done this before.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the ESEA Mountain Dew League's 27th season, brought to you by CappingTV, and the grand final best of three between Tainted, Minds, and Order. I am Justin, aka Cyberwaste, and with me on this journey is a gentleman named Hayziiwhytea. Hello, good evening, how do you do? Please introduce yourself.
Hello, everybody. Hayziiwhytea. Glad to be here on this. It's a good night.
Hayziiwhytea. No,
YT,
Philistine.
yeah.
YT.
White boy.
Lovely. White boy? I'm thinking of someone. I was thinking of someone else. The hype's really getting to me, and it's for good reason. We are in a grand final stretch between Tainted Minds and Order, who have a long history, and a tough best of three to get to the global challenge for season 27. There's a few little.
I'm pretty sure it was
tidbits.
Greyhound last time.
Yeah, Greyhound was our last representative. There was Darksider before that, and then Tainted Minds before that, which we will get to in due time. So, Hayzii, there's a lot of little tidbits that we could go over as well before we get into the map vetoes of the actual game.
Yeah, there is. So we've seen it's gonna be a really close game because both teams have actually had a pretty good run so far. Tainted Minds taking out 16-0 this season and beating everybody. They beat Control, they beat Darksided, they've even beat Order before. Order having a 14-2 season, which is pretty good, beating teams like Chiefs 2-1 and Corvidae. So a pretty good run for both of them. Should be a very high-level match tonight. Looking forward to casting it. Should go to 3 maps, I reckon.
Well, I'd hope so, especially given the veto that we have, which is, I think it's Train and a couple of others. I've just completely blanked on it. It's K's Train and Inferno. And there was a lot of history between these two teams. If we're going back to September in 2017, when the Order squad were known as King's Gaming Club, it's an 11-7 map record with 2 going into overtime, and a map that has been played the most out of that entire run is not being played tonight. That being Mirage, that's being taken off the table, which I actually find quite interesting.
Yeah, well, Mirage is definitely one of those maps where it relies a lot on how much of a play you can make rather than how organised the team is. Mirage and Cache being what people would make out being sort of the puggy map, because that's, of course, on platforms like ESEA and matchmaking is what everyone seems to gravitate towards, as they're maps that everyone likes to sort of run around and shoot heads rather than sort of devise a plan as a team, which is one of the beauties of Counter-Strike and how play styles can change just with a map rework. And I think that comes in the 3 main 3-lane maps, which are Dust 2, Cache, and Mirage, are the sort of generalized maps which require more aim rather than the team strategy. Of course, team strategy can boost your performance, but in the end, I'm pretty sure we're playing Cache tonight.
Correct.
That definitely requires a team to more just see how many plays you can make and how much of an advantage you can make off that. Yeah,
and it's a lot less reliant as playing in sync with each other, as opposed to another map that's in the pool tonight, which is Train, which will be our map to open. In the types of maps that you were talking about, like Cache, you can basically play the hero and just go all Rambo and everywhere, just shoot anything that moves, and you have a moderate amount of success. But in terms of this 11-7 map record, the 3 maps that are on offer, Train has been played twice. Cache has only been played once between these 2 teams, judging from as far back as the records go, which will be quite interesting. And we'll definitely see it. That's our second map on offer. And Inferno has been played 3 times. So a little bit of variety in terms of battlegrounds, as it were. We'll go over the bracket that these 2 teams have taken to actually get here after the initial group stage. Tainted Minds had run through Control 2 maps to 0, and then went on to do the same to Darksided. So they kept their flawless run going from the initial season. And for Order, it was a little bit of a tougher slog, but not by much. Order did advance over Corvidae, but that was due to a forfeit. And Order had been tested for all 3 maps last night, which, if memory serves, actually had one map going to, I think it was triple or quadruple overtime on Train, which made everybody sweat. But then it ended up all tapering out. They won the set 2 maps to 1, and now find themselves here at the grand finals.
Well, Tainted Minds really showing off how flashy they're being, as you said, going 16-0 this season, like Greyhound, which was last season, and especially, they've got a lot of good players in their lineup, and definitely look like one of the top teams in Australia. Get 2-0'd by Darksided, and then Tainted Minds on top of that, just 2-0ing Darksided. And now going against Order, who have, as you said, really fought for their place in this finals, going 2-1 against Chiefs. It's really going to be, I reckon, you should go towards Tainted Minds, but Order could pull out anything. They were at the top of the MDL ladder for a while there towards the first part of the season, with Tainted Minds closely behind, but then eventually Order lost a couple games and Tainted Minds just took over. But it's definitely looking really close between the two. Definitely the 2 deserved top spots in the MDL ladder, and it's going to be very close. But we're just going to see how Order can battle against what we see as the legends, Tainted Minds.
Yeah, and especially given the pedigree that we're both very well aware of on the side of Tainted Minds. We'll bring you just a little bit of a quick overview before we get into the game. Like the history of Yam, especially with Renegades, a major team in 2015 going to ESEA 1 Cologne and hanging with the Renegade squad until I believe it was the middle of 2017 where he decided to leave the org and decided to come home, and then ended up being picked up by Tainted Minds.
Yeah, well, it's definitely a good pickup for a team like Tainted Minds, because Tainted Minds, as we've seen, they've been together for a reasonable amount of time, and to see someone like Yam come in, he's a really good player. Just he's come back to the CGP ladders, back to the MDL ladders. He's just shooting heads real well, and going around just wreaking havoc amongst the players that he originally left to join Renegades with. But he's come back now, and he's really showing off his true skill, and it's an excellent pickup for Tainted Minds as well, combined with some of their players like Offner, who's extremely sharp. And they've just had a really good season together. Great IGL, great teamwork in general. Had some insight. People who have played against them and officials just talk about how it's amazing seeing about how you think you've got good teamwork, and then you play up against Tainted Minds, and it's just crazy how you can just be not only beaten but defeated, in a sense where you lose the match, but you're also mentally they just beat you. Not only did they win the game, but they were better than you, and they crushed you essentially. And I think that's just the basics of how strong and solid Tainted Minds are at the moment.
Yeah, it's essentially, I would say that international experience for Yam when he was overseas, that might have played a huge factor, because playing in amongst a different region and their styles of play and migrating that to the Australian scene would have had a huge impact on bringing Tainted Minds together and into this upper echelon, which seems to be far and above the rest of the scene, just judged off of results alone. And
So definitely seems to be I reckon I've said this a lot of times, I'll say it again. Really close game going to be tonight, and really looking forward to see who comes out on top in the end. A minute till the game should be starting, but definitely going to take a while until everyone joins up and everything goes live. But best of 3, I'd say a lot of rounds in every map. At least maybe 20, 25 rounds at every map. Hopefully 3 maps. It's going to be a real close game. First up, we've got Train, an AWP's heaven. Going to really see the battle of those long-range angles and who's got that best sort of minute aim movement. Cache, as you said, a puggy map. So who's got the best raw aim and talent? And then Inferno, a real team-based map. Who's got the strongest defaults? Who's got the strongest plays? Wall bangs and knowing. In fact, talking of wall bangs, I think how many walls can you actually not shoot through in Cache? There's ridiculous amount of walls that you can just shoot through on Cache, and you know that's where you see all the crazy clips that you're getting through those huge walls, like players in B main and A main.
Yeah, until it got patched out. One of the players that did it. I think it was one of the players on NBS that shot through. I think it was the T warehouse all the way to Z. Just ended up just being an absolute pest.
Yeah, that happened to me once in an official game about a year ago. We were playing our default towards Cache, and I was going in the mid sort of Z area as an AWP, and straight up I just got wallbanged all the way from T spawn, and you know, what can you do?
It's as soon as that came out, everyone's just like, well, that happened. It just grinned and bared it. But as you said, the first map that we have in our best of 3 will be Train, and as you alluded to, it's the Battle of the AWPers, which on Tainted Minds will be Yam, and on the side of Order will be Sicko. And oh boy, if you like seeing AWP frags and AWP duels, I think you'll be in for a treat.
As an AWPer myself, I've seen a lot of ways you can play the map, and I like to play on top of the trains, and that's really something that you see a lot on this map. Just battle of the higher angles, especially in Heaven, and peeking versus holding an angle. Seeing how cheeky you can get with that AWP, because the AWPer really has to dominate. He has to get, you know, at least 1 or 2 kills every round to actually, you know, make an impact towards the game. And if the AWPer can't hold up, you're definitely going to see the rounds start to fade away. And that's why it's such a battle, not only for the AWPers, but for the riflers, not necessarily to get the kills, but to not get picked by the AWPs, which sounds kind of crazy, but that's what Train essentially comes down to. And sort of playing the angles where an AWP won't be peeking, so you can try and stay alive for a bit longer and put pressure on the AWPer so he doesn't really go to town with his long-range angles. And I've seen teams, like, you definitely see the diversity in AWPing ability throughout each team, because I've seen 2 and sometimes on this map, because, you know, it's not just because we can, it's just because, you know, it's a thing that you can do on Train. It's crazy. You could pretty much go 3 or 4 AWPs and it's still viable on this map, because every angle on Train is just a long hallway. You just sit back and have a field day.
Exactly. Like, you look at both of the bomb sites, there's full long train carriages. You could look down Ivy, you can look down 1 or 2, both the tunnels. You can look down towards Brown Halls and the B site. You could even have Overwatch in Heaven to overlook the bomb train. And even either just masking your path with smokes, or just pinching a attacking or defending AWPer would basically be a key for a basically any player on this map to do it. Just basically nullify the AWPs, because they can be so powerful.
Yeah, so I'm definitely going to see the power of AWPs in this map, along with the rifles. Just waiting for all the players of Tainted Minds to join the server, and we can get away with the knife round. Along with AWPs, I'm seeing that Train, a map, I reckon the knife round is actually an important round on Train, because it's so CT sided in a sense, where you can afford maybe 3 or 4 AWPs on your CT side, and you can really just start to dominate the Ts, and the Ts have to just run out those long hallways where you can just dominate from. Even if their AWPers are good, if you can peek or, you know, defend against them, you're really just going to punish them really deeply. And in that sense, it's just a battle of who can get CT, who can get all their momentum from playing CT, and from playing CT and maybe getting 10, 11 rounds from that. Even if you're playing T and now you've got the disadvantage, you've got so much momentum, so much confidence to go for those crazy peaks that you wouldn't usually go for. And if they work out 50% of the time, you've got the rounds to play with where that pays off. So you'll eventually win. And that's why I think Train is a reasonably CT-sided map, but definitely retakes is a difficulty, especially on A. Not so much on B, but if terrorists can get a take onto A successfully, it's that's a couple rounds in their favor. So it's not necessarily the terrorists winning the half, but not losing badly in the half. So then when they get to CT, they've got some momentum, or the opponents don't have as much momentum as they would like to have.
Yeah, well, that definitely is the name of the game in Counter-Strike in general, but especially on maps like this where it is so heavily skewed. Maybe not so much as it was in the original versions of Trade, but it still is definitely stacked towards the counter-terrorist side, the defenders. And if I were a terrorist side, if I were Tainted Minds, the map total I'd be going for, be aiming for, would probably be a 9-6 in the favor of the CTs, and then just be happy with that. They'd be able to perhaps stun the momentum of any defenders that you might be going up against.
Yeah, a 9-6 off is definitely good for T's, because if you can grab the pistol round, you can just bring it back to 9-0 and then play round from that, and then you've got the CT advantage. But then again, if you lose the pistol round, you go down 12-6, then it's a bit of an issue. So that's generally why pistol rounds are so important. But especially on train, I'm saying just getting those rounds. But even being 12-6 down, if you've got that CT advantage, and they don't have as much of an advantage because they don't have as much momentum, because you do get 6 rounds in your half, and they've just won the pistol round. Going into a bye, they're going to be a bit less aggressive. They don't want to run into as many AWPs or as many, suicide angles that they want to. You can definitely bring it back, get a bit of momentum, bring it back to 12-all, and just play it out from there.
And really make the people sweat. But we do have a full squad of 10 in the server, and we're just waiting for the calls to go live. That's exactly what will happen. So, welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to this ESEA Mountain Dew League Season 27 Grand Final set between Order and Tainted Minds. And we have started this best of 3 on Train. We're going through the map at the moment. It's like Order's just decided to almost give up this knife round, which is quite interesting.
Yeah, like, I cast for Viz and they do it every game, so it's more of a matter of, it's almost throwing the pistol or throwing the knife round in a way is its own it's a bit of a warning towards the opposing team, saying we don't care what side we get, we're going to win either way. It's just, we don't need a side advantage. They're confident in their T side, they're confident in their CT side. But whereas Tainted Minds, maybe they really want a side, maybe they just don't really care what side they get, but they're going to play the knife round anyway. But I think that throwing the knife round in its own way is a bit of a statement.
I remember Trident used to do that, but we'll get into that a little bit later on. We are live with the opening round. We have 4 members of Order armored up with Imagine Being Your Nade Man, and on the side of Tainted Minds, the defenders, we have the Kit and Smoke on Zeusy, and the rest of the Tainted Minds members armored up the side from a couple of decoys. I'll run you down the starting lineups as soon as I am able to get to the lull. Liaz is looking down the brown halls. The entire squad of Order has just burst onto the B side, and has not been contested. Alistair will get the opening frag on a Church, and just like that, Tainted Minds are on the back foot and have to move fast.
Lioness coming out here will find the one tap onto Sicko, but how well can Order hold down their bomb in a 3v3 situation? Alistair with this USP will find 1 kill into Offnu, and it's just going to have to stay alive. That's the game. Holding down that bomb will find the kill into Yam. Now it's all down to Zeusy. He does have a kit. He's got the time to play. Unfortunately, the 22 HP and no armor will not be enough to take out the round.
You can't really do all that much when you are dead. So the opening round will go to Order, and that is with 3 members surviving as well. And I'll run you down his starting lineups real quick. On the side of Tainted Minds, we have Zeusy, Offnu, Church, Yam, and Inns. And on the side of Order, we have Imagine, Hats, Alistair, Sicko, and Liaz. And on the side of Order, we have the Mac-10, a Galil, which is really curious, which just got an opening frag on the Inns, but Zeusy will rip at instead, clean off with the dig. So we're even so far, but there is a little bit more damage going towards Tainted Minds, and they didn't really invest much on the side of Tainted, just a few pistols and no armor, so this is just basically a walk in the park, and Yam is looking above the bomb train. Did get a party gift onto Sicko, but 3 survived, the 3 rifles are carried over, and in amongst that, not the best outcome for Order, but it'll do for now.
Yeah, you know, on a 4 spy, you're not necessarily looking to win the round. Winning the round is essentially just a bonus, but getting a few kills, especially on this round, buying 3 grenades, they're definitely looking for 1 or 2 kills, but you're mainly making sure that the opposing team that won the pistol round isn't getting too much of an economical advantage over you. So in the buy round, they don't have twice as many nades as you do, and mainly just having just maybe a smaller advantage, but you know, not as much. But as Order come out here with rifles, Tainted Minds do get what they wanted, which is 2 kills, and often might find a 3rd, but unfortunately he just couldn't land those shots with that USP. Now it's all down to Inns, who I imagine is just going to continue taking down. But yeah, definitely, as I was saying there, I got a bit carried away, but the ecos, not necessarily for finding the win, but just making sure they don't carry as much as an advantage. And here we're going to see Yam come out with an AWP, and hopefully Liaz as well. Nope, no AWP here from Order.
Probably not feeling it thus far. Maybe that T-sided AWP isn't as strong, or maybe even just being cheeky and just stealing it off of Yam at some stage. Who knows, but we're going into the opening gun round. It's basically full nades across the board. Aside from Yam, he's bought it all for the... Is it actually green? No, it is not. It's not actually a big green gun, and that's really killing my terms for things. Yeah, I'm looking up towards the burn holes. May see a tirade of members from Order. Alistair's seeing his head. Raise him, but not quite taking him out.
Ooh. Oh, escaping there with his life as Yam misses the 2nd shot. As Order will be flashing themselves onto the B site. Chuch here playing a bit of a Tassie position. And Yaz coming over here. Will find the kill into Yam. That AWP did nothing in this round. And that is why Order will be getting the bomb down, as 4 rifles have exploded onto this B site. Often finding a dink through that train onto Sicko. Not too much damage there, as all the players of Tainted Minds will be coming from the CT or the con side of the map. Sicko will be taken down by Zusi, but imagine trading it back out. But Inns will find 2 insane kills as he's coming out through CT, bringing it back to a 2v1, but Hats has a Molotov. He will be Molotoving the bomb. And there is no kit on the side of Tainted Minds. The 10-second timer has gone down. And yeah, now that's a round to Order.
Yeah, they were really on the clock as soon as the bomb went down, and as soon as Hats chucked the Molotovs, that was basically the death note for that round. They had no time, no chance, and they just had to run like hell. And that's exactly what will happen. The flawless run continues for Order. They survive with 2. And the bomb will... actually, it was 1, excuse me. The CTs do survive with 2, though, so that actually brings things into quite a predicament. I believe they would be wise to just let the 2 rifles try and survive. But the CZ, it's got to do a bit of prominence, so maybe they'll be able to make work with that.
Yam has an AWP, so he definitely has the room to actually make a play or get something done. But I reckon that mainly, as you said, Tainted Minds are looking to save both of these guns here. But Inns is just going to get really aggressive with these guns. And so is Ofnu with the 2 CZ kills. And now it's a 2v1 onto Sicko. Chuch here with the CZ, but Yam with the AWP. I mean, Sicko's going to really have to use his brain here. Find a way out of this predicament.
It is quite a predicament with the long and the short range being accounted for from Tainted Minds. But 2 Sickos of age, they have no armor, and Yam is basically a one and done predicament, and Dunn will be Sicko. He will take his head clean off with a 3-3 at Lapua, and that is the goose egg broken for Tainted Minds, 4-1, and you can thank the CZ75 for that one, Tainted Minds. That's exactly what got you the round.
Yeah, that's a really good pick up for Tainted Minds. That's just completely contradicted what I was talking about there, how the eco is for the damage, not the round win, and Tainted Minds just go right in and say, no, Hazy, you are wrong. Watch what we can achieve. And Yam now, hopefully he can do something with this AWP, because he didn't really get much done before towards the B site. And now Tainted Mind's really finding their place. Ofnu will be flashed in, but he'll run through a molly and get headshotted by Sicko. Maybe a bit of a mistake, maybe just wanted that info play, but he will go down. Ins and Yam both playing on this bomb train here. We're going to see how much control they can take off of Order before Order just go and smack out through a site. As they do have a lot of momentum, winning that pistol round, 2 rounds following it, plus the first spy round, and they're going to drop down, take down Ins. Yam's going to find one, but he's going to get traded out straight away. This is really bad for Tainted Minds as they have the advantage. Church going to try and make a play, and he will get taken down by Alistair. And that's all down to Zeusy playing the sandwich position. He's just going to get taken down as Order just crushed Tainted Minds there. Imagine we'll be picking up the AWP for this next round, and that is spelling a 5-1 reset towards Tainted Minds.
And off for that 3k from Alistair. Order just basically said to Tainted Minds, no, back down to where you belong. And Tainted Minds are basically reset entirely. But there's an AWP on the field, which I did not expect. There's a little bit of a scattered buy. They're wanting to prevent Order from running away with it. And after we've seen the CZ's potency in action, I can't really blame them. But it could backfire. We'll have to wait and see.
Yeah, here stuck in a bit of a corner after he's been flashed off the line. The smoke's coming through, but he will find the kill until he has to escape without taking too much damage. And that is exactly what he'll do with the man advantage. They have to try and stay alive and secure the map and positional advantage they're going to get off Yam's kill onto Liaz. But Sicko has an AWP, meaning it's going to be a battle of... But the T's looking like they're going to go towards the white holes, go to the brown, and then take B. We've got so much util left. 4 smokes, 3 mollies, 4 flashbangs. They are about to explode like a volcano over this B site. And there's only 1 player there. It's all up to Judge here. Oh, yes.
Yams on his way in. Church just got wiped out by Hats, and the rest of the Tainted Minds are coming in, but the bomb will go down. They'll be too late for that. The Molotov will cut everyone off in Z as well, as Sicko will take out Ofnu and send him to the grave. Now the man advantage is going in the favor of Order. The Tainted Minds squad are running out of time, but the CZ75 of Ins will claim Hats' life. Now we are at an even kill at a 3 versus 3, but the time is running short for Tainted Minds.
What a shot there from Sicko. He is absolutely tearing it up in this round, and imagine we'll follow that up with a kill into Ins, and now it's all down to Yam with this AWP. But AWP 3v1 retake? I don't think so. And Sicko, or it's imagine there, doesn't want to let him get a kill or get an exit.
Yeah, just nopes all the way out there. Is he actually going to hold on to it? Sicko will actually drop to the grave, and he will actually carry the rifle over, but yikes. Bit of a rough start there from Tainted Minds, but a nice little fun fact. Currently on Order, every single person is on 6 frags apiece. So we can't say anybody's carrying. Everybody's doing the same job, which I think is nice.
Indeed, everyone doing a good job holding their own. Says why they're such a good team playing together. No one actually drags the chain, as my father would say. But Yam's going to be able to hold on to this AWP and a Molotov as well. So he might be able to do something. If Church can get this information about where the terrorists are headed, Yam can come out and maybe hold down the site. That's exactly what he's going to do, as the nades are just completely coming out through B. And Church is going to fall to Liaz and Ofnu to Sicko. However, Yam still has something to save. It ends. He almost got that kill onto the planter, but unfortunately he was not able to close that out. And Yam is just going to GTFO all the way out to T-spawn. He really doesn't want to do anything. Risk losing this AWP.
Well, it's 47.50 that you won't get back, so Yam's wanting to hold onto the weapon, and Zeusy is more than likely just wanting to sack his life, or even make it easier for Yam to take out a potential target by calling one out. Or maybe he could even try to survive if that ends up being the case, which is looking kind of likely, seeing the positioning. Imagine's about to chase, and pop goes his head.
Yam be found by Imagine as he's coming up, and he will peek out, and Yam with the nice shot there. And the T kisses Yam's face as they go back to the spawns. And a timeout, is this tactical or technical timeout?
More than likely it would be I would say it would be tactical for Tainted Minds because they're wanting to try and prevent Order from winning out the half because they are 1 round away from doing it. We were only at round 9, and we were going at it at quite a length that the CT side would want a strong defensive half. It's clear as day. Tainted Minds are not getting that. They're wanting to sort of put Order on ice, perhaps try to close the gap, as it were, before it blows out of control.
Maybe we're seeing here that at this higher level that we're seeing Tainted Minds in Order, although I've seen this sort of the same sort of level where CTs have dominated, but maybe on this particular day, both teams are feeling more sort of an aggressively looking play style against the defensive, and that's really why Order is just coming out through, or maybe Order has tried to just sort of say, hey, we're just going to run through and completely demolish you while we can, while the board is even, before Tainted Minds can sort of use their strategies and use their time to their advantage and outplay Order. Order are just going to take the aggression straight to Tainted Minds, give them as little room as possible to be outplayed, and just completely smash them like that. And that's really what it's looking like right now. Not giving any room for Tainted Minds to get anything done. And if they try to get anything done, they're just going to get defeated. And that's what we're seeing right now with their super aggressive takes onto B. And now they've even just stacked the Orpa Yam onto B, sort of playing 3 towards that side, because that's what Order have done. They've sort of training their opponent towards B aggression. Hey, Tainted Minds have definitely taken the bait. He's going to be playing back Ivy here. He will find 1 kill, and now they're going to give up the site and see if they can play a 5-on-4 retake situation.
It's definitely stronger for Tainted Minds, but Alistair's playing the absolute swirler. Will take out Ins right underneath his nose. Imagine we'll square it even further by taking down Opnu, and just like that, it's turned on its head. It is a 3 versus 4 in favor of Order. The bomb is making its way out to the site proper. The time is shrinking for Tainted Minds, and it might have just stopped thanks to Imagine and Alistair. And now Yam, the star Orpa, which we have hyped up and said that he has international experience out the wazoo. He's just going to be chased down, and the Orpa will not survive. Thank you, Sicko, and he tears his head clean off of his shoulders. The round will be won, and the half will be won by Order by getting 8 rounds to the Tainted Minds' singular reply. And if you Tainted Minds after the pause and looking at the current state of the economy, ooh, what do you do? Are you going to be seething?
Well, not only the state of their economy, I'm thinking the state of their mind as they're looking at this, going in with maybe a positive mindset, and you just got to, this is a real mental battle, just trying to take it in. You know, you're losing 8-1. What can you do? Do you sort of save your energy for the next map? Oh, don't worry, we've lost this one. Or do you fight and use all of your energy trying to work through this one? It's a real hard call to make, and maybe they're just gonna see if they can play it all out. But it's really hard. That's really hard to do mentally. If you're getting absolutely crushed like this, you're seeing Order just come out and just absolutely destroy Tainted Minds. The 3 players playing there, the Molotov's coming out in the perfect positions, and there's nothing they can do. Zusi buying a scout, seeing if he can just hold Ivy a bit better, but not really much you can do from there. Chuch is going to make 1 kill, but nothing further than that is going to happen. And although that was a bit of an eco, like the economy, even if Tainted Minds fall by, look at Order's economy. They've got 10k. You know, the worst is 3.65k from Imagine, but he's still got money from his teammates to drop him. So it's not really a matter of money for Order anymore. If they lose every round from here, they'll probably still be able to buy. So it's really just a matter of Tainted Minds winning the rounds from here that they need to. Otherwise, it's going to look like a 14-1 half, and that's really what we don't want in the first map.
They're not, and Tainted Minds are really wanting to strong arm things back. They had the double op set up, and just like that, one of the ops is put out of commission by Sicko in the brown holes. They're starting to spill out already. They're spread out in amongst the brown holes. The op of Ins is trained on the upper level, so maybe now Order are just putting the brakes on things and making Tainted Minds second guess themselves because their star Orpa and one of the heavy hitters has been taken to the bench.
Well,
moving into a minute 10.
That's the second AWP down.
Poor Alistair still going on a chair, and now all that's left is the 3 rifles. The B side has not entirely been given up though. The side of order is still squatted up in the halls. So one of them's second guessing as to whether to go down Pop Dog or not and change their point of attack.
It seems as though what Order have done in maybe the first 6 or 7 rounds is they just put the aggression until the point where Tainted Minds are sort of thinking, oh, they're going to go aggressive or they're going to try and, you know, tunnel vision themselves into this take. Let's try and put a bit of aggression back on them. But then Order are just, all right, slow it down. They're going to try and do exactly that. So Order are just reading them completely, like when Yam went for that aggressive peak and just died. And as, you know, Order come out and just absolutely destroy Tainted Minds on that site take, they just get destroyed from that further. And it's really just a matter of if Tainted Minds can just stop this both momentum and really good reads and calls that Order are coming through with right now. It's just really interesting watching, like, being able to see the mindset of both teams and what's going through their head at this point in time, and just, yeah.
Well, despite everything, Order's hit double digits, but Ind is making a stiff reply by implanting Sicko with a round for the scout. Hats will get one, but will be traded out by Chut to the Pop Dog position. He has picked up a AK-47 as well, but Alistair's still going on a tear by taking out Opnu. Yam getting a 1D to Alistair by stopping his rate of terror. Now 2 versus 2. The bomb is out in the open by Electric. Yam will take out Imagine, and now it is only 17 HP, preventing Tainted Minds from doubling their round score. It's a 1 versus 2 for Liaz, with the bomb out in the open and only a scout and an AK to deal with. So Liaz will have to use all his positioning and know-how to try and claw this back from the jaws of defeat. Things will be deleted by Liaz. Now a 1 versus 1 between Yam and Liaz. Both have the same health pool. Both have the same weaponry as well. One has armor, one doesn't. The bomb is on the back of Liaz and the bomb will go down. The wool has been pulled over Yam's eyes and he has been forced to consider a retake scenario, which, given the situation for Tainted Minds, he'll basically have to go for it, moving in from the Z position.
Well, this is really a round where Yam's actually gone. You know, I know this sounds cheesy, but Yam's gone ham in this round. He's just got, you know, with his teammates, they've actually managed to get 4 kills off this eco, but Yam is at the worst time. He's going to check the wrong angle, and yeah, he's just going to be able to outplay him there, just sneaking all the way over to E-Box. But it's really just a matter of, Tainted Minds lost that round, but, like, you would say, oh, they did economical damage, but take a look at Order's economy. They've got so much money. It doesn't matter if they keep dying or if they lose a round. They can rebuy everything. So in that sense, that was a huge round for Tainted Minds to actually lose, because, you know, now it's getting to the point where their ecos are going for round wins, because economic damage means nothing when you're getting destroyed so hard. Hass is just going to come out here and get a nice headshot into Chutch, and already Order has the advantage. 11-1, bombs down, and they have the 45 retake. In's just going to try and get anything done, but Sicko is just going to take him down after this, holding these angles. The AWP is just dominating.
Yeah, and is continuing. Another full squad will be aiming to survive, and Tainted Minds are just having no part of it. 2 members are already moving out Ivy. They legged it as soon as the bomb went down. They want no part of it and want to try and keep their rifles alive going into the next round. Sicko will be the first casualty for Order this round, and Alistair, and Imagine, the numbers are thinning for Order, but it's all for naught. As you mentioned, the economic advantage is far too strong for Tainted Minds at the moment, and just thinning the numbers, yes, it's only going to be 1 member left standing for Order, but it's all for naught, because they are on 12 now, compared to the solitary round for Tainted Minds. They're able to rebuy on the side of Order for the rest of the half. There is no doubt about that.
Like, at this point, going for exit kills is, you know, has the same value as playing deathmatch. All you're doing is, you know, getting another kill towards your total kills count and maybe improving your aim along the way or anything, because you're actually not doing any damage to them in the game whatsoever. You know, it's just crazy how this economical advantage for Order is, you know, and the momentum, and Hass is just going to be able to walk A main, like as I was saying, doing the aggression that you usually wouldn't do is just going to net him a ton of kills. But Yam and Zeus They are going to be able to hold down these angles and get 2 kills off that, but wins are still pretty low. Yam needs to find this kill into Hats, and yes, he will, meaning Sicko and Liaz, the only 2 players left for Order. However, they have the 12-1 advantage, and they've just... the momentum that they've got right now, they're probably a lot more confident and a lot less scared of actually losing this round than they usually would be, but Sicko is going to fall, and this round is looking towards more of the Tainted Minds win, and meaning that it's not going to be 14-1, which is something that we are all looking forward to, something to stretch out the game for a bit longer. But this could be the start of a run of Tainted Minds round wins. You never know.
Maybe to get their wiggle on. Liaz is the lone defender or attacker on the B side. One member has gone down, that being Inns. He is still at full health, so that is something to consider, but he will be collapsed on all sides. The bomb will go down. One member of Tainted Minds is in the brown halls and has definitely caught wind of this now. 2 members are at Z. Liaz will take out Yam, but did get traded out by Chutch. And finally, Tainted Minds double their round score with 2 surviving as we go into the final round of the opening half. And if you're Tainted Minds, do you view this as a we got one but, or do you view this as a sign that things will be on the up and up?
Or is this Order running out of steam? As I was saying, I would say that Tainted Minds are the stronger team in what they've displayed in recent games and this recent season that we've played, not losing a single match. Like, you know, losing rounds and being down is probably a rare sight for Tainted Minds. And they're probably looking at this as, oh, Order have run out of steam now. We can just do whatever we want and we're going to win. As we're seeing Zeusy right now, just coming up here, and he's going to play like he usually does. They're going to fall into the Tainted Minds, you know, destruction machine. They're just going to play like they always do, although Hats will find one. We'll just get traded out, and that's okay for Tainted Minds. That's not necessarily what they're looking for, but they're not a man down. And that's all that really matters when you're being destroyed 12-2, is that you're not openly losing during rounds. Whereas Imagine's going to just come out here and just take down Inns. And now it's going to be pretty much all down to Yam and Ofnu holding down his A site. Yam's going to come around and find the kill into Alistair. But Sicko is also fast. He's going to find 2 fast kills onto both Yam and Ofnu. And now it's all down to Zeusy. Maybe Order's steam is running out, but it is not out completely yet. Zeusy is the last one left. And Sicko just completely posted here onto all these right side of the map angles. And Liaz is lurking here throughout this hell area. Zeusy's going to have to win this round as he cannot save, being the 15th round of the game.
Zeusy's getting exactly what he wanted though, a pair of 1 versus 1s. One of them has just fallen to him in the form of Sicko. But Liaz is the bomb carrier. And Zeusy is actually running away towards the B's side. If Liaz was aware, this could be the biggest bamboozle out of the entire lot, but he's actually going chasing. We're down to 15 seconds, and if Zeusy actually plays this lame enough, this could actually fall in his favor, but the bomb will go down only just, and Zeusy will get the parting gift on that one. And a little bit of a slip up there, I would feel, for Order, but they would still be happy with the 12 and 3/2 as we go into the change. Whew. How would you digest all of that in the last few rounds, which were actually quite a interesting series of twists and turns?
That is maybe a sign of, as I've said, Order running out of steam. Hopefully Tainted Minds can grab a few more rounds than 3. If they do lose the pistol round, however, I would say that spells GG for this map. But Tainted Minds do have the T side. Now they can control the pace of this game. Now it's up to them. The fate of this game is now in their hands, and they get to choose what happens. And we're going to see a more team-based play here with the 2 sets of nade buys. But we have some interesting buys here from Order too. We have a CZ and a nade here coming out from Sicko, and that smoking kit coming out from Liaz, which is pretty generic. Alistair here. Oh, what a shot there on Zeusy. Same with Sicko finding Inns, and now Chutch will take down Sicko though, but Liaz just on the back end will find the kill onto Yam, but Chutch is coming to something. A lot of shots are being missed on him, but Ofnu and him will both find a kill each. Now it's down to Imagine, the last one standing here for Order. Will be playing the back green train, and what a shot from Chutch. will close out that round. That will be the pistol round towards Tainted Minds. Meaning that should see the next 2 rounds go to them as well.
Ofnu and Church as being a dynamic duo, a 3k for Church, 2k for Ofnu. And as you were alluding to, perhaps a sign that Tainted Minds, the hive mind, is starting to come together, and perhaps things will be going on the up and up. We have 3 submachine guns, 2 UMPs, 1 MAC-10, and 2 rifles. We have the full CZ by and the scout on the back of Alistair. Strangely enough, you would see that on the back of Sicko usually, being the primary AWPer. And stepping out of the brown halls, we'll take down Yam, as a matter of fact. He was the MAC-10 carrier, so maybe not so much value was lost. Except for maybe the life of...
Yeah, not the economy, but the player. But is just going to come out here and get one nice kill there onto Hats, and a second nice shot onto Liaz, and that will open up the round, being a 3v2, down from a 5v4, so well played there from Ofnu. But Alistair will get the shot, and Ofnu will be down to 40 HP. And we're going to see if Order can use the guns that they have to their advantage and maybe take out this round for themselves. But Sicko will miss his deagle shots, and he will be taken down to 37 HP. Ofnu here playing at the upper ramp with his teammates back on site. Not really much that Order can do. They're going to have to maybe save these weapons, play for the full eco that they will be carrying out in the next round most likely. Meaning that we should see a 12-6 gun round for Tainted Minds, which is what we were talking about before, actually, except we were thinking that the CTs would be on 6 rather than the Ts. But nevertheless, Tainted Minds will have more rounds than we were thinking before.
Exactly, and one of the times that the T side is actually the strongest side on Train, which is actually quite a different trend as opposed to the older version of Train, which were stacked towards the defenders and very heavily stacked towards the defenders, whereas back in the day a 12-3 or 14-1 would be considered the norm. But not so much anymore. We still have the 3 rifles on the side of Tainted Minds and the MAC-10 and UMP to cap it all off. Order doesn't really have much, so they would be just aiming to thin the economy of Tainted Minds before it gets out of control.
Yes, now with the new half being around, economy is definitely going to play a much more valuable role than it was before. And we're seeing that Tainted Minds definitely won't lose this round. I would say that, 3 AK-47s, 2 SMGs, versus four pistols and a scout. We're really not going to see much damage here from Order unless they can make a play. Three of them are stacked towards the back bomb area, and one player is all the way up A main. So Alistair will be alone on the B site, but it's going to see like Tainted Minds are going to think about going towards the A bomb site as they do take down Sicko. Getting a bit aggressive there in A main will fall to Ins, and Yam is all the way out on the A side. Will find the one tap onto Alistair, but the 3-man stack onto Old Bomb will mean Yam goes down, but Zeusy going to be able to pad out his KD there. Will find 2 kills to the players sitting back there, and that will spell the round win for Tainted Minds. 12-6 on the first fire round, but no AWP. Sicko will be going on the AWP. Glass cannoning, as we can see. No armor there. What is that a good choice? Is that a mistake? What do you think?
I would think that given Sicko's status as an AWPer, he is actually quite a force to be reckoned with, or to deem him good enough to be worth the risk. That's why he's going the glass cannon for this opening gun round. We have all AKs across the board. Kalashnikov would be proud. Hats and Church will trade out along with Ins. So now it is a 4 versus 4 with 2 men being sacrificed.
Do they know Yam is out on Olaf? Yes, they do. He will go down, and Alistair showing a bit of aggression towards Zeusy. That will shut them down, and it is now Chach and Ofnu, not Chach. Chach will go down, however, now it's all down to Ofnu with 2 flashbangs, or only 1 flashbang now. A Molotov and an AK-47. What can he achieve in this clutch round? Order definitely showing that they were not out of steam, showing this aggression straight towards Tainted Minds, mirroring what they were doing in the previous half. However, Ofnu, we know how good he is. We know his capabilities. We know he can win this round if he tries hard enough. Can we find the first kill? Alistair finally up here. He will get the kill onto Ofnu's back. scraping away that possible round win for Tainted Minds, meaning Order will be achieving their 13th round win against Tainted Minds, which is really what we don't want to be seeing on this first map.
And
Comes out.
pause has been called, and as I alluded to at the last pause, it may just be preventing Order to get ahead of steam because it's a bit of a dire situation. You're at 13-6, two rounds away from match point on the side of Order, and it looks like they had no signs of slowing down there. Basically sandbagging the first 2 rounds. As soon as the pistol round fell away from Order after the change, they just viewed them as formalities and only geared up for the first gun round. It looks like they did the entire procedure flawlessly. And if you're Tainted Minds, you'd just be wondering, how do we claw back and prevent their head of steam from continuing? But the pause will elapse, expire, and the game will resume. You have 3 or 4 rifles on the side of Order and the AWP on the back of Sicko, and no AWP on the field for Tainted Minds. So it looks like Sicko and his favorite weapon will have a world all of their own, as 2 members of Tainted Minds will move down towards Ivy, perhaps alluding to an A play in the near future.
We're seeing a very Ivy-heavy default here from Tainted Minds, meaning they're maybe looking to do an around the world onto B, or a sort of a split. We're seeing these wallbangs here from Chutch, trying to get any damage possible, any advantage possible towards Order. They're trying everything, and now finally the Hayziiwhytea comes out, and Imagine tries to get some sort of a cheeky aggression there back, but he will run through a Molotov straight into that bullets of Yam, making him fall, and that will give complete Ivy control to Tainted Minds, but they'll choose not to take it. They're reading Alistair's flank here, and they will take it. Yam getting his 2nd kill of the round. He will be placed down at 2 HP. However, he's got his 2nd kill, meaning Tainted Minds, 5 men, 2-2. Now, after Zeus, he finds a kill into Liaz. But will they choose to go A? They're seeming to think about it, making a decision now. They will be going towards the A bomb site. They're setting up their grenades. They're flashing themselves into SL. Now they'll be coming out of A main. No Ivy presence though, but it does not matter because Hats will be taken down now to 5v1. Sicko versus the world. Now he's got an AWP, so it doesn't really look like not much is going to happen. And we can see him away alone towards the CT spawn. Just having a little alone session, doing absolutely nothing, trying to save his gun. Yeah. As you would in a 5v1.
He knows that he's completely outnumbered, outgunned, and it looks like the members of Tainted Minds are starting to swarm in. Is coming. And it looks like, just like West Side Story, you've come to the wrong neighborhood. Poor Sicko will be put out of commission. That is a clean round for Tainted Minds, and they get to 7 to Order's 13. And judging,
that's really what they wanted.
Judging from the economic standing of Order, the gap will shrink even more. We may even see Tainted Minds get to 9 before a defense can be mustered from Order. But they're not going to go out quietly with a part buy with armor and pistols, which I'm not a fan of, honestly. I'm not sure what your take would be on this, but with the full XP coming out, I'm not too sure that this will actually succeed.
Well, these CZs at the closer range are definitely weapons, but Ofnu, seeing those legs, he will decide to shoot them down, and no success here from pistols of Order. The rifles will be successful against those CZs, which are deemed usually to be the pocket AK-47s, will prove why they are $500 only and nothing more than that. As we will see, the entries, not even a single point of damage done by Order onto Tainted Minds, which means, you know, as clean as it can possibly be. And Liaz will be the only one left. And Tainted Minds, wanting to secure their economy, will all be exiting through the same area, not wanting to lose a single player, making sure there's no ninja diffusers happening, and then they're just gonna get out of there.
Yeah,
what a clean take.
That was as clean cut as you could get. And aside from the damage caused from the bomb as a Turbine Tekken, 7 golden letters. That is a perfect round for Tainted Minds. Not a single man dropped. And they get to 8, and now Order are forced to basically swallow their pride and take a round tally against them. But what, they're still buying out these pistols as opposed to saving them for utility at a later round, and it's I'll be quite honest, it's quite infuriating to see because it's just money wasted that could be used elsewhere.
We see Imagine here getting really aggressive in Ivy, and you can see Tainted Minds definitely having the read on this as they know what is going to be having another eco in this round. But Imagine knows that almost you can see him reading the fact that Tainted Minds can read it back, and it's just a game of inception and who wants to peek first, who has the better read. Hayziiwhytea with the successful gun and the bit of Peek's advantage will find the kill onto Imagine. Meaning that is a lot of Ivy control, and they will be smoking out, they will be throwing their grenades, taking more control, forcing Order back onto the sites, saying, you can have no more map control than what we will give you. We have the guns, we have the control. Bomb will be passed to Yam, as both Hayziiwhytea and Inns will be taking control of A main. Gonna go exit out through A main, with Offnu coming through Ivy, and what a shot there onto Liaz. He's gonna check his corners, will take down Sicko, and he's gonna exit through Ivy. Hayziiwhytea worth a CZ, will be taken down to 14 HP and finished off by Inns, and that is a successful take there from Tainted Minds. We should be seeing them 13-9 down against Order, unless Alistair manages to 5v1 with a USP and 65 health.
You'd be better off clubbing him to death with that USP. I don't think he'll be able to reply, and Church will answer my question for me. He will actually go down. So that is 13-9 in favor of Order. Captain Price will be very proud of all that corner checking, and we go into another gun round, and the AWP duel will resume between Yam and Sicko. It's pretty much a full buy on the side of Tainted Minds. Order is a little bit stretched, but can actually cope. But if things could get really ugly really fast.
Yeah, well, it's this is the round to win. If Order go down again, it could look like another eco or two for them. And if they win one and then get reset by Tainted Minds, that could be even worse. Maybe seeing 14-12, and that's really going to be getting to the point where we're going to see a close match. Even 16-9 is a pretty reasonably close match. Sort of a defeat. But this is the round to win. No head armor here from Order, but it doesn't matter with the 4 AKs and the AWP. And one AWP on either side. 1S on Imagine, but very limited nades. As we're seeing only 4 flashbangs in total, meaning, you know, you're not going to be able to assert any counter map control upon Tainted Minds, and Tainted Minds are really going to be able to use their util to gain most of the map control and sort of control the pace of the game. And that's sort of exactly what's happening right now. As the util's being used, taking out Ivy, and Imagine he's going to have to rely on his pure aim to be able to win this duel. Will he throw any counter flashes? No, he really wants to hold this, and Yam, will he pre-aim the angle? He's just holding this angle, and Imagine will be full blind. This will peek out and get 2 frags on the entry. He's going to peek out even further. Yam going to hold his teammate's hand, but however, Alistair trying to go for big plays will fall, and what a flawless take from Tainted Minds. Only losing Inns, and that will most likely spell the 13-10 round. I'm pretty sure Order will be ecoing after this round, additionally, which means 13-11. But we're getting ahead of ourselves here as Liaz trying to go for any exits. Good headshot there onto Hayziiwhytea. And now he's got to try and see what more damage he can do, as Economy is really playing an important role in this half. But it seems as though he wants to keep this rifle for the eco, or maybe his team's going to buy behind it next round. We will be finding out in the next round. He will find 1 kill on the exit, and a second one too. Will he find the kill into Offnu? Offnu gives away his location, and the bomb goes down, and Liaz does not want any more than that. Meaning Tainted Minds, 13-10 down against Order, have the money to rebuy, and Order do not.
We're having a rerun of the previous half scenario with the teams being in reverse. The entire T economy has just been running away from them, and Tainted Minds that last round could really thank the buddy system as well, with the 2 players coming out of Ivy just play the distraction, what would play the bait, and what would just rip the Oppa's head clean off. So we have a full pistol buy, add the scavenged rifle and utility for the previous round of the back of Liaz. Yam will send Imagine to the grave in a timely fashion. And barring any shenanigans, this should be another round closer to a tie on the side of Tainted Minds. This could get to 11 unless Liaz could be a full-blown action hero and tear down all of his opponents.
So it seems like both these teams are very assertive teams, as they're definitely seeing to take most of their rounds on the T side, meaning that we're definitely seeing the play styles of both teams liking to take control the pace, and Offnu will be going down towards Liaz, and then Hat's going to take the kill into Church, and that will mean it's a 3v4, and horribly wrong. Yam managing to make the equal kill into Hats, and Zeusy making sure that Tainted Minds will not be losing this eco. Will take down Liaz, the only guy with a gun, meaning Sicko and Alistair will be the last two remaining on the team of Order. However, two players, they might be able to achieve maybe 1 or 2 kills on the exit, but we will have to see if they can achieve that.
Even if Order can get a rifle or two out of the hands of Tainted Minds, they could consider that a small victory. The older M4 has been scavenged by Sicko. Sicko's put that to work by taking out Zeusy, so although this might not be a round win, this has put Tainted Minds on their toes. And after that frag, they deem it not a necessary or a very well-educated risk to go any further. So 2 will survive from each side. Alistair going back into the side to try and pick up a rifle. Yes, he will. He'll pick up one of the fallen AKs. And we are at a 2-round gap. Order is your leader at this time with 13. Tainted Minds with 11. And we're going into a bye around a couple of scavenged rifles as well. So this is This is for all the marbles. And they're going for broke. They have 2 ops now. One on the back of Sicko. One on the back of Hats, who was definitely no slouch with the AWP either. So given the buy at the moment from Order, it's basically now or never from them. The timer will expire. And the nades are a little bit clumped up on the side of Order as well. Hats and Sicko being a little bit short, but they make up for it with firepower.
Tainted Minds having that little bit of decision there in saying, nah, stuff it. I don't want this AK, I want this AWP. And Yam's going to go for another aggressive peek, and this, especially as Cyber has said, this is the round to win. As Order, if they lose this, they will have an economy round. We're seeing 2 AWPs from both teams. We're definitely seeing the heart of the map, which is Train, which is AWP heaven. 4 AWPs in this game out of 10 players. And we're definitely seeing who is the most competent with it. However, Yam is going to go back and take the AK-47 from the T spawn, meaning that he's going to go back to only a single AWP setup on this T side. They may be going for 2 sets of aggressive peaks, but the CTs have gone 4 towards A, and they're very close up towards the E box. Hats being the only one playing B, and he does have an AWP.
So things have just gotten very interesting, and all the members are looping in between the brown holes and Pop Dog. And Haz is keeping an eye on the high ground in case they go out there. But no such luck yet. One member is moving down towards the ramp. The members of Tainted Minds are gathered up in the brown holes and start to pull out and execute. Haz is holding the angle on the higher ground. Zeusy will be there to contend with him. Zeusy will be sent to the grave. The members of Tainted Minds are starting to spill out. Liaz will be the final line of defense near the bomb train, and Hats will be there to back him up. Liaz did get one before going down. Hats is able to reply. Now a 2 versus 4 for Tainted Minds. The bomb has gone down. The digits are punched, and Offnu and Inns have it all to do to keep the gap in a shrinking state. But 2 AWPs and 2 very pissed off CTs to boot, and imagine we'll put a cap on that thanks to the M4 with the suppressor on the front. And finally, Order are able to mount a reply and get to 14 as opposed to 11, but Order are not out of the woods yet, not by a long shot.
Well, they have just lost 5. They have just lost 5 rounds in a row, and finally managing to grab 1 towards their side, but Tainted Minds aren't done yet. They're going to establish what made us lose that round. How can we change? Maybe they played a little differently to how they wanted to. They're just going to go back into the rhythm of what they were doing before, just shutting down Order. But as we can see, those two AWPs from Order were definitely making the difference here, as we can see, making those picks and just making so on the retake. Everyone's scared to peek, but imagine we'll find one kill into Ins, and Sicko will be showing down Zusi after this really aggressive take from Tainted Minds, and Imagine's just going to come out and get 2 nice kills on that spray down. Alistair finishing it off, and that is the fastest shutdown of Tainted Minds that we've seen all game, and that will bring Order to 15-11 in this map, one of the MDL Grand Finals.
Yeah, imagine with a 3k there. He wants to get this map over and done with so bad. He's like, no more playing around. I'm going to go Hulk mode, and you will not stand in my way. Tainted Minds are wanting to stay alive, though, and they definitely have the economic standing to do it. And we go into round number 12 of the second half. 15-11 for Order and Tainted Minds. So one more, and the map will come to a close. The bomb is moving towards the brown holes. It's still sitting near the toilet. So now, Tainted Minds will be wanting to play a little bit of a slower pace and feel out the defense. 3 members of Tainted Minds are moving towards Ivy, as a matter of fact, and the man of Sicko will be there to greet him. It looks like he might have caught wind of it as well. Bomb still does not have a formal carrier. Actually, yes, he does now on the back of Ins, along with Chutch in the brown halls. And now that Order are so close to closing out the map, they do not want to set a foot wrong. 3 members of Tainted Minds are spilling out at Ivy. Imagine gets overwhelmed by the manpower. One did go down to a low health count, but it's still a body on the field. Hats is able to reply to Offnu by sending him to the grave. One jumped the train as well. So I'm not sure if Liaz caught wind of it, but Hats is definitely making waves. Ins is the only one to reply. Alistair will take down Zusi, and now Ins, the former pickup of Chiefs, has put the bomb down, but is in a 1 versus 3, and 1 being the Orber of Hats. So he is running out of time and out of life, but will he be able to be replied upon and be able to keep 10? No, they will not. Hats will put the 3-threat Lapua through his chest, and that will be the end of map 1. The bomb will be defused, and 16-11 to Order, and that is a 1-0 scoreline for the series so far for this grand final set of the Mountain Dew League for season 27.
GG for map 1 there. Order will beat Tainted Minds 16-11 in map 1 of the MDL Grand Finals in Australia. What a game. What a real game. There was almost a comeback there from Tainted Minds, but unfortunately they just ran out of that win there instead of Order, as we were thinking. Tainted Minds just managed to, they fell to that double AWP as soon as Order started going on it. So, thank you very much for watching that.
We will go. Yeah, we'll go. We will actually go to a break, and we'll be right back with the second map of this best of 3 series, which will be Cash. You're watching this Mountain Dew League season 27 best of 3 series on CappingTV. We thank you for joining us. We will return very shortly. I think we're all on the same boat. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to the ESEA Mountain Dew League Season 27 Grand Final set between Tainted Minds and Order. And Order are currently up 1-0 after a first map victory on Train, which was a 16-11 victory in their favor. And I am currently joined by Hayziiwhytea. How do you do so?
Hello, everybody. Not too bad, thank you, everybody. Cash today.
We're currently being put under the pump. We're already in the pistol round. We have a fully armored up CT side of Order, and on the T side of Tainted Minds, you have 4 members armored up and 2 flashes on off-new. The members are starting to spill out onto the A side. Haz is the only line of defense from the truck position. The bomb's going down the back of Yam. And already, just without barely a scratch, the bomb is down and Order are on the clock. And the retake's been made a lot harder with Alistair being taken out of the picture. Sicko is signed to reply, and so is Hats by taking out Zivsy and Yam respectively. And the CT members of Order are slowly starting to swarm into the site. It is up to Tainted Minds to defend, but they are looking at strength in numbers with Hats and Sicko on 2Ks each. And Hats will put a bow on that, a 3K for Hats, a 2K for Sicko. And in amongst that quick and slow collapse, and barring time shifting any further, Liaz will defuse the bomb, and the pistol round will go to Order. So Hayziiwhytea, apologies for the abrupt sugar rush that was that round.
That's all good. You know, Tainted Minds just completely walked out on the A side, and Order didn't even notice. They were too busy stacking through on B. But as we can already see, as I was saying in the previous map, Cache is just such an aim map where they're just going out. It's just all like, you know, you're throwing one smoke, which is the cross forklift smoke, and then you're just running out, and that's pretty much the extent of your strategies. You know, you've got your entry lines, you've got everything predetermined, but there's nothing you can really sort of do that's further than that when it comes to a map like Cache, where it's just solely down to who can shoot who in the head, and that's just sort of more, it's a more raw play style rather than the coating of team play that you can see on a lot of other maps, because that's what it's needed. And that comes basically from the 3-lane setup that we have here, and we're just seeing the grenade usage and more basic team play rather than strategies. More just, you know, oh, I'll flash you here, I'll flash you there, I'll throw this smoke, throw the smolly, oh yeah, do this execute. You know, it's mainly just, as we're seeing right now, Liaz just getting a nice kill into Opnu there. Alistair is going to have to get some nice kills there, but he's in the smoke. But the MP9s are reigning king right now.
Sicko will bail him out with 2 frags of his own, and I believe that will be the MP9 paid back in full after that. So, 2 rounds on the trot and barely a scratch for Order. And this is actually the pick of Tainted Minds, is a little bit of a tidbit for you. And the least played in the entire history between these 2 teams, Order's previous stint as King's Gaming Club. They've only played Cache once in their head-to-head, which we're in very uncharted territory. And it looks like it's fully go. Imagine just moving down A main, and one like they're just going to spray 9mm parabellum rounds into the phases of Tainted Minds. Inns is forward already.
Pretty much Imagine just ran through A main, and even though Inns found him, he's just like, even though Inns knew he was there, Imagine's like, oh, I'm coming, there's nothing you can do about it because I have a gun and you don't. So, and that's exactly what's going on right now. He's gotten 2 kills, and he'll finish it off with a 3rd, and he will become Bill Gates, as you have $7,350 off 1 round, which is
off of a
nice.
4K, 3 with the MP9 and 1 with the pistol. So he's essentially like that truck driver from the Chappelle Show. I'm rich, and then he just pulls the horn. But we go into the opening guard round. 2 of the MP9s are actually being carried over by Alistair and Imagine. I would like to see how those get played out. You have the
MP9 is the sort of a gun that you want to stay close to a smoke with, I reckon.
That's exactly what Imagine's doing, at least judging from the current placement of that smoke. And we have full rifles on the back of Tainted Minds. Imagine at the shroud position with that MP9. That's an interesting turn of events. The player of Hats is moving down towards forklift and out towards the highway position. So bit of a curious being. Inns will get the opening reply for Tainted Minds as he takes down Sicko. The orb's out of commission, and Zeusy is still going on a tear and taking out Hats as well. So, two of the rifles that were carried over, the plan might be backfiring because all they have are two SMGs and an M4 now as the execute comes out of the A site.
But if we look here, Imagine's still in a perfect position to actually get stuff done. And that's exactly what he's going to do as he gets two nice kills there onto the players coming out of the squeaky door. However, he will not get any more than that. And now it'll be a 2v1 situation with Alistair, full nades, a kit, and an AK-47 and a deagle. He is the most decked out you can be in a game of Counter-Strike Global Offensive versus Offnu and Yam, both with a flash each and Offnu with a grenade. However, Alistair's in the squeaky door and they're going to know exactly where he's coming from as soon as he opens this door. And now they know he's going to reload too. But how is he going to use his util? He has a smoke to come. And Alistair, that nade puts him down onto 45 HP, and Offnu is seconds away of peaking. He puts him down onto 25 HP, and there's really not much Alistair can do. He's going to try, but he's running so low on time. It looks like this round is going to be a bit of a loss as Yam comes around, and he will finish off Alistair. And that will mean Tainted Minds get their first round on the board, opening it up to 1-3. And yeah, we'll be able to buy an AWP with this money.
Exactly, and that's exactly what he would have wanted. And Tainted Minds will be praising that squeaky door because that is basically the only line of attack that Alistair had in that current position. And as soon as he opened the door, both the Tainted Minds members were wise to it, going, "Hey, something's afoot," and that's exactly what happened. And Yam will take down Alistair, so no more work for him.
Straight through a smoke.
And an early man advantage for Tainted Minds moving into 1 minute 30. So really quick and furious already. And there's a counter boost going on in mid as well, where the bomb is actually located and dropped for scouting purposes. Looks like the two members in mid were backpedaling and going back into a more passive position, seeing what they saw as too risky to move forward with.
Here we have still only a Galil on Zeus. He is very low on money. He's just bait out the A take as the rest of the players seem to wanting to go B as Yam with the bomb will be heading towards the B site, and the flashes are coming over mid, sort of giving that idea that they will be going towards the A bomb site, and that's exactly what Zeus's going to try and achieve with his Galil right now, but it doesn't seem like order are going to be falling for it as Imagine pushes this smoke, finds a kill into Inns, will be taking down Offnu. Now it'll be Chutch and Yam here towards B main, but Zeus is all the way out A. He's on quad and no one has any idea. If Imagine shows his face, Zeusy will be able to get this kill onto him as he is only on 19 HP.
But he's moving out towards A main. All the members of the CT force are completely none the wiser. Imagine doing smoke though, just saying anything you could do, I could do better, but he ends up falling at the hands of Chutch, as does Sicko. So now with bomb going down, Hats and Liaz, often touted as the biggest bromance in Australian Counter-Strike, one will fall. Hats will avenge Liaz, but Chutch is still on a tear and ended up getting a 3K before being silenced. And the Hats will try to take the AWP away, but Zeusy will prevent him from doing so. Now 3 rounds to order, 2 rounds to Tainted Minds, 2 guns carried over for Tainted Minds, and order forced to consider whether to buy back in or not. It doesn't look like they're going to do so. They'll just buy guns to try and even out their economy going into the next gun round, which should be around 7 or 8, depending on how they play it.
Well, they do have the rounds to play with, and on top of that, Alistair is just going to come right in with his teammate Sicko and just take down Chutch, which means they most likely will be getting that. Inns is going to trade that straight out for Hats, and if he can take down Imagine too, that would be awesome. He does. A bomb site. However, you know, ought to have 1 round up their sleeve to play on Tainted Minds, and that's exactly why they're going to choose to eco in this round. If they were losing, they would probably have bought. But Liaz will be finding Inns, and Alistair will get a 1D onto Offnu. Yeah, I'm trading that back out for Liaz, but they're left in a 2v2, and Sicko's going to boost Alistair up so he can take the AK. And that means for the next buy round, both Alistair and Sicko are going to be quite a bit of money up. Full. Reasonable, even more because they don't have to buy some nades, a flashbang and a molly. And they get to buy with their teammates, which means just so they won't have to eco as often.
And they won't have to cop another round of the chin. Actually, the one dig happened in mid while one was boosted up and he had no idea. So we are all square after 6 rounds, and after the change that happened, there were 2 AKs picked up. That's actually given Order a chance to buy in, even though it will be a little bit ropey on the utility front. It looks like that is exactly what they will do. 3 M4s, well, 1 suppressed and 2 AKs, and we still have the AWP at the back of the AM though, and he will be a force to be reckoned with. He's already moving towards the sunline and posted up and made his presence known towards the B site, with 2 B members actually there to defend, so that might be something of note of the CT raid of the B site that might come into play later on. The bomb is still down at the T warehouse, so it still has the freedom of movement, at least for now. But looks like Order are already dug in very early on and are forcing Tainted Minds to come to them and try to show their hand early. It doesn't look like any of the members of Tainted Minds are actually biting on that though, with very little movement. We're moving down into 1 minute remaining. Alistair, looking at this gap in the smoke, may have seen the shadow of Chutch. Wanted to take out a couple of warning shots, but they did not hit them. They're fine for the time being. A couple of nades are coming out of the A site. The bomb is starting to move though. This could be all a ruse to lock hats in place. And Yam will actually thin the numbers out. Take out Imagine. Sicko did avenge him. That was all he will be able to muster with Chutch taking him down. Has is at quad. Does take out Zeusy. And the bomb carrier is actually moving up highway though, so the time will be on the clock. If Alistair goes down, this could be very much over. Has does as well. The bomb is starting to go down thanks to Offnu. A 2 versus 3 for Order. And with 1 member very heavily tagged up. And both members lining up for ins. Only able to get 1, but the damage is already done. Alistair, you will have to find everything in your power to even try and take this, but it doesn't look like he deems this a valuable enough scenario to even try to attack. So try and carry the AK over, or even try to find the what he did. That will be Tainted Minds taking the lead, and will be aiming to survive with 2, and Alistair still aiming to carry that big green gun over, which could be a huge asset moving forward.
Well, yeah, it was a pretty good take there from Tainted Minds, and definitely have led them to take this advantage. 4-3 up in this game, meaning Tainted Minds have had their first round advantage in the series so far, and Order will have to buy. So they won't have very good guns, as we can see. Imagine only on an MP9, hats on a FAMAS, but both Sicko and Alistair will be on a double AWP, so that means that Order are really going to be trying to put that pressure back onto Tainted Minds, as the double AWP worked on train against Tainted Minds and started shutting them down as soon as Tainted Minds started getting a bit of an economical advantage and a bit of that momentum. But we will have to see whether it works on Cache, because Cache is I don't know about AWPs on Cache. What do you think, Cyber?
They can work in a site defense, but and preventing a mid attack. Just judging off of the current positioning, Alistair is currently in checkers and Sicko's at the Sugar Cube. He might actually have taken note of where Yam is situated. He might have seen a movement. Alistair will get the opening frag on the round by taking out Chutch. Inns will get 1 onto Imagine. Zeusy will get 1 onto Hats. Sicko is able to avenge Hats and bring this to an even-keeled 3 versus 3. The terrorists are starting to move in though. One's moved out of A main and one's moving in via the squeaky door. That will be the bomb carrier, which is Yam. The bomb will go down very shortly. The digits will be punched in the clock. 2 members are coming in by the highway. Sicko will take out Inns in session. He will take down Offnu as well. And now, Yan, you are the 1 man left standing against 3. And Liaz will say, no more, young man. We're going to square it up again. And that will be 4 rounds apiece. A 3K for Sicko. Thank you very much. And that big AWP. 4-4 now. And now Tainted Minds are in a bit of a precarious position. They're able to buy, but Chutch will have to pony up a fair bit of the bill.
Sofnu will be able to buy his teammate Ins there, as Sofnu has around $8,000 to play with in this round, but they will not be able to get an AWP, which means they will have no AWPs versus 2 AWPs. But I'm thinking that 5 AKs is actually enough to counter 2 AWPs, as, you know, 2 AWPs can get 2 kills. They'll be traded out if the 5-man rush comes out towards the bomb site. And I think that, in my opinion, to counter a 2-AWP setup, you would go 5 rifles, because that's just how it works. Although, the way that Tainted Minds are playing it right now, allowing Alistair to get that kill into touch, I don't really think it's working. They're playing too passive of a default, although they're taking really heavy mid control, which is what I'm seeing right now. And it's not working, unfortunately.
No,
Cats will find the kill into Yam, and Zeusy will be stuck here in A main with no one to help him. As his 2 teammates are coming up into the A site, and Ofnu will get 2 amazing entries there, smoking off truck there, and the Molotov coming out into Z, and then Sicko will be burning. It's roast Sicko for dinner tonight, and the bomb will be going down onto the A bomb site. In's planting it, and now it's a 2v3 situation. This could be the round that allows Tainted Minds to get the advantage again. 4-4, a huge round if you're winning in this half, as the smokes will be going down for this retake. Alistair has a Molotov on him, but the way he uses it is going to be important, as he has an AWP on this retake, and that is Zeusy playing way back in A main here. He wants to catch off anyone who's going on this retake, or maybe even not having any chance. And he's going to peek out at the worst time for Alistair. He will be finding him, but Liaz will take down Ofnu, but he will decide he has not enough HP to carry out the rest of the retake, and thus will leave the site. Meaning he will take it as well as an incendiary grenade, but nothing more than that. Ins will take the AWP of Sicko, and most likely give it to Yam in the next round. But does Zeusy hear this?
Yeah,
Zeusy had a bit of a bad ear.
Yeah, Zeusy did catch wind of it. He might have seen the final man just make his retreat from CT spawn, but didn't quite get there in time. But with all that said and done, that is the round regained from Tainted Minds, and Order basically forced to take this on the chin with only the AWP surviving. So Order's aim will be protect the president. They'll want to keep an eye on Sicko and try to keep him actually tried to reply, and Hatswell as well. Thank you, Pocket AK. You are quite the gem. So that will be a 3 versus 3, and if one weapon can actually be salvaged as well, this could actually turn the round on its head, and we could still be in that tug of war that has been plaguing this map so far in terms of a round scoreline. But Tainted Minds have the weaponry and the time in the world to play with and try to pull the of Order, who have so much to try to hang on to.
Here we have Sicko, the only one playing B, and Liaz is just spotting mid here, moving hats with the pocket AK-47. We'll be playing the fence position, sort of a one and done angle there, unless he manages to be able to get more than 1 kill with the little 12 bullet ammo pack there. But it doesn't seem like that's going to be the case, as all 3 players of Tainted Minds will be exiting out the squeaky door. The door will be opened. The smokes and flashes are going to be coming out. And Zeusy will be the first player to come out. Hats will find one, but none more than that. As I said, one and done angle. And this is the Angel. Church will win it. And that means it's a 2v1. Sicko, the only one left. This round is in Sicko's hands. However, both Church and Ofnu are low HP, but it doesn't mean with an AWP. Ofnu peeks that angle, and Sicko will take advantage of that. And now it is Sicko versus Church. Church has a huge momentum in this round. He's so confident. 2 kills, but Church will go down to the USP headshot, and that is a 2v1. Needed to win. His teammates, if this was them, they'd be high-fiving him. They'd be saying that's nice, because that is a round that this is really important.
It is the nicest of nice rounds from Sicko, and such awareness too from the fellow members of Order to call out to Sicko that he was low, and didn't really need to go up in his face with the AWP. Just use the USP to finish off his opponent, and that's exactly what he did. And now a double op setup is back in play for Order, as the entire map more. We are at 5 apiece. We have only pistols on the side of Tainted Minds. Into trying his luck. Does tear Sicko up quite a bit, but he's still a body on the field. He's down to 11 HP though, so he'll be very wary going forward. The hero of the previous round. Alistair will open proceedings and take out Church with the AWP. And barring any shenanigans, Tainted Minds will be looking to either thin out the numbers or just try to get the bomb down and just have nothing more than that.
Well, yeah, the Seco is probably not going to look very good, even though that run boost was pretty awesome. Yeah, this gets absolutely destroyed. Alistair is not missing right now. He does miss the shot there, but he doesn't really manage to find the kill. He will re-peek and he will find the kill into Zeusy. Sicko here is on only 11 HP and Alistair on 34, but Imagine's just going to finish it off for Order, and that will mean 7-5 to Order in this round. But Tainted Minds, what, 6-5? Okay, 6-5 to Order, and Tainted Minds will be able to buy in this round. Will they be able to get an AWP though, is the question.
You could actually be a fortune teller. You said the current round total one round early. Maybe this is the round that Order will win because you already said so. A double up setup for Order going into round number 12. We have a fully rifled up Tainted Minds. Pretty decent on the stock of nades as well. A little bit short on nades for a couple of members of Order, but they have the big green gun. Alistair's flashed off and is forced to ring out a shot in perhaps a little bit of panic. Two of the members are boosted up on the shroud position on the other side. I think Zusi is aware of this. Zusi taking a couple of pot shots through Squeaky. It has opened the door now, leaving Sicko in a little bit of a precarious position behind the forklift. And Inns will put him to the bench for the next foreseeable period. Two members of Order are boosted up. Maybe Inns is aware of this, perhaps not. Inns having a slight idea. Alistair will take out Chutch, but Inns is definitely aware of this now and has already got eyes on the second player that is boosted, and the Tainted Minds players will spill out on Liaz's site. Liaz will get one onto Offnu and one onto Hats as well. So now Alistair in a 1 versus 3 with the big AWP. And does he even want to challenge? It looks like he's hightailing it all the way out. He wants nothing to do with it. And we will be at an even kill once more. A 6-6 scoreline after 12 rounds. And unless Inns dies with the bomb explosion, 3 members will survive for Tainted Minds.
Well, it seems as though the score for this game is just going back and forth as Tainted Minds win 2, and they lose 2, and then they win 2, and this is just making this game really close. Whereas we're seeing here, Alistair, the last one alive for Order. As soon as they win 2 in a row, they'll just lose 1, and should see Tainted Minds take with their newfound momentum, and the economy here for Order means they will be able to buy, but they won't have as many nades as they would like. They will be able to get back onto their double AWP setup, and we will see an AWP back out from Tainted Minds, meaning that they, if Yam can get a few picks, should be able to beat this double AWP setup from Order. No head armor here from Order, meaning they've got a little amount of economy, 22 kits, and very little amount of nades.
It would be interesting to see where both of those kit carriers are actually playing. Perhaps really wanting to aim to have at least one man with a kit on the side to prevent any snafus or fumbles if the bomb does end up going down. 2 members are already at the squeaky position. Inns is at A main. Sicko definitely catching a wind of it and will take out Yam. That's the AWP taken out of commission. Now only rifles remain for Tainted Minds, and Zuzi's been torched and baptized by fire. Sicko being the overwatcher will take down Inns as well, so the numbers are thinning for Tainted Minds. Heroics will have to come out for the remaining members, especially Zuzi, who is stuck at the squeaky position, and the bomb carrier of Offnu, who's all the way down towards the T-spawn, and now just starting to move towards A main, and Chutch will be there to try and assist him. Will Tainted Minds be able to actually get a trade-off? The only person who likely will go down is Sicko, who's currently at quad, and that'll be Zusi trying to draw him out. Bang! And Zusi and Chutch, and your final man of an easy. As a matter of fact, was that an ace in the previous round, or by Sicko?
I don't know. If it was, good job, Sicko.
That was insane. They just lined up for him walking out of the quad position.
As we can see, if an AWPer does well in one round, he should do well in the second one. An AWPer needs his confidence to be able to play well, as we should see him go for maybe a bit more of an aggressive peak, as he would usually. Smoke coming into A main as Inns is going to be playing behind it, maybe going for a little bit of a fake towards the A bomb. And Offnu in the vent there. Zusi has one smoke, and they're going to try and see if they can smoke progression in the B main, see if they can get their way into checkers, and then onto the B bomb site. All Tainted Minds are looking for in this round is a bomb plant. Inns, on the other hand, is doing a bit of a lurk out here on the A bomb site. I'm going to see if he can get anyone rotating off with that Glock, maybe save a gun, maybe even just destroy the economy of Order. Even though the economy of Order, they're actually pretty low. So 1 kill would be quite... He smelt some of the A site, and he knew exactly where he would be. Takes down in straight away. We have a Deagle and a CZ on the players of Tainted Minds, and they will be shifting towards the squeaky area. However, we have 2 players on A, one in highway, meaning that if they open that door, it will be most likely a meat grinder. They open the door now, and Imagine's just going to peek out and play around this quad box. Not even a single kill from Tainted Minds. No, not a single kill. And that will spell the end of that dream of an eco for Tainted Minds. They'll be buying in this round. Will they be able to get an AWP? Will Zeus buy an AWP? Will he not? No, he will not. He will choose to get armor and a few nades for his team. Chuch, Yam, and Inns, in fact, all players except for Zusi, will have low nades, and that means that they'll have less nades to be able to assert map control early, whereas Order, having their large amount of economy, will be able to take that map control away from them early. For example, that Molotov onto boost, forcing the slower progression of Tainted Minds. And Tainted Minds actually missed their smoke in mid. Imagine's going to be counter boosted though, and he will find the headshot into Inns. And Zusi's going to boost his teammate back up. Let's see if they can trade that kill back out, and they will indeed. Liaz will go down. Yam, he's going to do some more. Sicko will take down the kill onto Offnu, and Imagine coming out, swinging out the side of White Box, getting the headshot onto Yam. And now it's down to Zusi and Chuch. 2 AWPs, Alistair, one of the AWPs will go down. That's the only B player. So much mid aggression, everyone's rotated off. That will allow Tainted Minds to get onto this site. The bomb goes down, but it means nothing until they've won the round. It is the last round of the half.
Zeus,
That's
perhaps foreseeing a member coming out of the heaven position where Hats was sort of teasing himself onto, but has thought better of it. Sicko is at the cross towards the CT. Hats is starting to step out onto this. Imagine is in the vents and will maybe catch Touch completely unawares. Yes, he will. He dropped on him like Batman, and now Zusi is all that is left. He will actually take out Sicko, but both the members of Order are swirling on him like sharks, and the bomb will be defused. If not, it will be very close. He bought enough time, as a matter of fact. So thank you, Father Time, for the big assist. Tainted Minds will get the final round of the first half, and we said that this would be even, and I think this basically proved it, this 15-round stretch.
Now we have the important round when the half splits 7-8, where even if you're... It doesn't matter. You need the pistol round, because that is such an important round after half time, because that will guarantee you 2 or 3 rounds. Even if you're down, you can still make it all the way back up to the leading position. Zusi will grab a kit and 2 flashes, most likely going to flash his teammates into some position, or just going to wait for those counter flashes